3 Power English.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kristen Cho.
And I'm Cameron Word.
We'd like to dedicate Friday to the business world. And I thought that because of all this news about tariffs, I thought that I would approach a dialogue where a company who actually imports products from other countries, how they are affected.
Yeah.
Okay. This is not an economic discussion or a political discussion, but just from the, it could be that you're a business affected by what's going on.
Yeah.
And
whatever your politics are,
it doesn't matter.
When things go up in price,
yes,
how do you deal with that change?
Right. And so I thought I would introduce some expressions that you could probably connect to. And so that's what we're talking about. So tariffs, won't that drive up the cost of everything? Okay. So drive up is a good expression for increase.
Yes. Pushing up the prices.
Right. So if it drives up the price, is it really the same feeling that you get with the word increase?
Increase feels neutral.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's a small increase or a big increase.
Yeah.
Drive up feels that there's more force.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming it's going to be a large increase.
Yes, okay.
So there is a little more power behind this increase.
That's right.
Up.
There's more energy in there. Okay. How about this expression, impose something on someone? IMPOSE, impose something on someone.
So there are rules that are created and enforced. So if someone breaks those rules, you will punish them in some way. Imposing rules on someone, imposing something.
Okay. And gaslight. Now, of course, this has become a very common word that everybody knows and have heard. But we'll talk about it again. GASLIGHT, gaslight, to gaslight.
This is whenever you are making someone basically question their sanity. So you say, the sky is blue. And then someone else says,
no, it's green.
No, it's not blue.
Yeah.
It's green.
Right.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oftentimes it's a very obvious lie, but you hear it enough times.
And then you start doubting yourself.
You start doubting yourself?
Yeah.
Am I going crazy?
Oh, it's real. All right, let's go ahead and listen to our Friday Business Dialogue.
Did you hear the news about the trade war going on?
What do you mean by a trade war? Are people stopping ships from delivering products?
No, it's when countries impose tariffs on another country. Then the other country often does the same. Except this time, it's global.
Won't that drive up the costs of everything?
Some people on TV are saying it won't, but I think they're just gaslighting the public.
Exactly. A 25% tariff will raise prices by 25%, unless the manufacturer is willing to lose money.
Okay, everyone, please turn to page 32. You can find our power dialogue there. Tariffs, won't that drive up the cost of everything? Meaning, won't that make everything so expensive? And Quinn begins by saying, did you hear the news about the trade war going on? Yes, we have all heard it.
Yeah, I don't think you can escape that news right now.
Yeah, I think it's just every day.
We do talk about it every day on our show, Evening Special.
6 p.m.
Yeah, here on EBS FM,
Yes, that's
6
right.
p.m. to 7 p.m. Yeah, it's every day is about tariffs and the trade war.
Okay. Now, Arlen says, what do you mean by a trade war? Are people stopping ships from delivering products? All right, Arlen is a little out of touch with the news, okay? What do you mean by a trade war? And that is true. Maybe some people don't know. What do you mean by something? This is our power pattern.
Yes. So this can be used when you do not understand a term at all, or they're using words in a way that maybe you wouldn't. So here specifically, when you hear of trade war, obviously we know what trade means.
And we know what
what war means. But some people, when they think of war, they think of fighting, guns and bombs and So to hear the term trade war, you're like, what do you mean? Are there pirates on like a ship? And the pirates are fighting with one another?
Right. It's true. It's English.
Yeah.
And you're a native speaker, but you still may not know this economic term, trade war. Yeah. So that's why she's like, what do you mean by? So you use this pattern when you're like, I don't really understand. Yeah. What are you trying to say? Yeah. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I don't.
I know the word.
Yeah.
Why are you using that word?
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. So what does Quinn say?
No, it's when countries impose tariffs on another country. Then the other country often does the same. Except this time, it's global.
Okay. So this word impose has been in the news all the time.
Yes.
Okay. So you impose, this is the word that's often used with tariffs. If you impose tariffs on another country, what are you doing?
You are making rules, so you're making tariffs, and then you're enforcing those rules.
Yeah.
So sometimes you make rules and then you just kind of ignore them.
You leave it alone.
You leave it alone. Yeah, it's a rule, but let's just ignore it.
Yeah.
That is not imposing.
That's right.
Here, imposing these tariffs, you made these tariffs, and you have to follow them, or you will be punished.
Yeah. And of course, tariffs, we've said it many times on Evening Special, 관세. 관세. Yes. So they impose these tariffs on other countries, and then there's like reciprocal tariffs, and it just goes back and forth. It's a war. And then Arlen says, won't that drive up the cost of everything? Okay, this is a big question.
So here, drive up the cost. You're pushing up the costs. You're increasing things, often to quite a large degree.
Yeah, that's right. So, of course, because, and even in America, they're seeing it now.
Yeah.
Things are getting more expensive because obviously, a lot of things come from China or other countries. And, what can they do?
Yeah, a lot of influencers. Influencers, they'll maybe make a product and they'll sell it to all of their fans. Yeah. A lot of that was coming from places like China, Vietnam, India, Pakistan, all of those places. Now with these tariffs, they can't make any money because the materials are so much more expensive.
So much more expensive.
Yeah.
It's so true, isn't it? Okay. So to drive up the cost, and Quinn says some people on TV are saying it won't, but I think they're just gaslighting the public. Okay, it's a strong statement, and it is just for the dialogue. But, there's a lot of discussion, right, Cameron? Every economist expert is talking about this. So some people are saying, no, it's not going to make it expensive. Don't worry. But then some people, and they say that it is gaslighting the public. So what is to gaslight the public?
This is whenever you are manipulating someone. In this case, you're lying to them.
Yeah.
But the lie makes the person question their insanity. Like we talked about the sky being blue earlier. No, it's not blue. It's green.
Yeah.
Is something wrong with your eyes?
Right.
Are you seeing? Do you need to go to sleep? Are you okay?
Right.
Yeah, that sort of feeling is gaslighting. And unfortunately, no matter your political views on both sides, there's a lot of discussion about the opponent, the other side, always gaslighting.
That's right. They're gaslighting each other.
Yeah, lying about reality.
Yes.
And saying, no, that's not true. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What?
It's like a mind game, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's very scary. All right. What does Arlen say?
Exactly. A 25% tariff will raise prices by 25% unless the manufacturer is willing to lose money.
Okay. So it seems that, a lot of people with this tariff, everyone is affected, even people in Korea, Korean companies, American companies. And so it'll be interesting to, have more dialogues about this topic. All right. Let's go ahead and listen to that one more time.
Did you hear the news about the trade war going on?
What do you mean by a trade war? Are people stopping ships from delivering products?
No, it's when countries impose tariffs on another country. then the other country often does the same. Except this time, it's global.
Won't that drive up the costs of everything?
Some people on TV are saying it won't, but I think they're just gaslighting the public.
Exactly. A 25% tariff will raise prices by 25%, unless the manufacturer is willing to lose money.
It's time for Power Note. Please join us on pages 34 and 35. We're going to give you some more examples and see how we can use these expressions. Impose something on someone means to force a rule or belief, or just, makes, like tariffs, for example, put that into effect.
Yes.
Okay. How is it that your parents vote for one political party and you vote for the other?
My parents never imposed their opinions on me.
Yeah, so you can impose your opinions on someone.
Yeah, your opinion is supposed to be your free thought, but to impose your opinions on someone else, you're basically saying, no, you have to believe the way I do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And we see how this can happen in the family. Easily.
Yeah.
Because, the parents feel, or like, because we're family, we should all be thinking the same thing. Yeah, you could impose. That's why, actually, they say never talk about politics.
Yeah, I think in the family, not all parents. Some parents like to impose their political beliefs, maybe their religious beliefs.
Religious beliefs, that is true.
Those types of things onto their children. Sometimes the children agree.
Yeah.
Sometimes the children do not agree.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. The new law imposed stricter regulations on businesses. Okay.
So this is more about the rules, right?
Yeah.
Follow this or you will be punished.
Yes, that's right. So impose, I feel, is something that it's a strong word, and it's usually kind of used in a formal context.
Yeah.
Okay. Drive up something means to make the prices increase.
Yes.
Okay. Why did the price of new houses go up so much recently?
The shortage of supplies drove up the price of lumber used to build houses.
Yeah. I feel like there's always, when there is an increase, something usually causes the increase. But I feel with this expression, even more so. Like, you've got the shortage of supplies. That is what drives up the price of the lumber.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a definite, clear reason why this is happening. Increased demand for homes is driving up real estate prices.
Yeah, so we've got two real estate examples here, right? Definitely a conversation we have in the U.S. a lot.
Yeah, that's right.
And Korea,
Shortage of homes.
Shortage of homes, different maybe laws that are put into place that are driving up home prices. It's hard to get those back down once they go up.
Right. Well, in America, remember we talked about that because of the avian flu with the chicken, it drove up the prices of eggs.
Yes.
In America,
yeah.
Right? So again, there was something very specific that just made it go up real quick.
Really quickly, yeah. There is a feeling it's not a very slow,
and
gradual
steady
increase. It's
yes.
just...
As if you're driving. Yeah, on a highway.
Driving your car.
That's right. Okay. Maybe we can give one more example with drive up. Is it just drive up costs, Cameron?
I think it's the most common.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to drive up costs.
Expenses.
Yeah, expenses. Yeah, those are probably the biggest. And
Right.
it's often in a negative way.
Uh-huh.
So... I don't know how often I would say to drive up profits.
I don't think I've ever heard that.
I think it might be possible.
We say increase profits, but not, isn't that strange? In that case, we say increase profits, but not drive up profits.
I think some people might say it, but I generally use drive up when it's something negative.
Yeah.
That is going up.
That's right.
Things like costs, which you want to keep low.
Yes, that's right. I mean, we could also say increase costs, which is totally fine.
Yeah.
But for some reason, drive up profits.
It's really weird. It does lean negative in its nuance. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Gaslight is to manipulate someone. I think we kind of know what this means. To question the other person, like to kind of manipulate in a way so that the other person starts to doubt themselves.
Yeah, make them feel stupid or crazy.
That's right. Okay. I think he's right. I shouldn't have overreacted.
Don't let anyone gaslight you into thinking your feelings aren't valid.
Mm-hmm. So we're using this a lot in relationships these days. Don't we hear this expression with, romantic relationships or even regular friendships?
Yeah. It's that feeling of, how could you think that? I was only trying to help you.
Yeah, you're the problem.
Why are you mad at me?
Yeah.
I was just being helpful, and
Yeah.
now you're angry at me.
That's right. Okay. Don't believe what she says. She tries to gaslight everyone around her. Yeah, that's very negative. But I tell you, when you are in a situation and when you are very close to someone, I feel like it takes some time to kind of see the truth.
Yeah.
When you're in it, it's hard to see. That's why it's very hard to get out of certain relationships.
Yeah, it's true. They have that saying, you can't see the label from inside the pickle jar.
Oh.
Maybe that's a southern saying.
It sounds like
but
it.
if you're in a jar, we say a pickle jar, but any kind of jar or jam, if you're inside, you cannot read the label on the outside to know what the situation is.
That's right.
Right? The moment you get outside,
You can read it.
and you can look from afar, you can read what you were inside.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. That really that just summarizes this expression. Okay. What do you mean by, which is saying, what are you really trying to say? I understood what you said, but what is it what is your intention?
Yeah, what is the deeper meaning, maybe?
Okay. What do you mean by, let's take a break for a while? This is in a relationship.
Yeah. This is like Friends.
Yeah.
With Ross and, what's her name? Jennifer Aniston.
Yes.
Her character.
Oh,
Rachel.
Rachel, yes.
Ross and Rachel. They took a break.
Yeah.
And one of them thought the break was like, they could see other people.
Yeah.
And the other one was like, no.
No, just a little distance, yeah.
This question, what do you mean by let's take a break, would clarify the meaning of what they're both wanting to do.
That's it. Okay, how about the next one?
What do you mean by mildly injured?
I was mildly injured.
What do you mean by that?
I kind of broke my ankle.
That's not mild.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Our power vocab is the word tariff. Do check out the definition on page 36. And please stop by Audio Ohakdang.
Yes, we will see you there or see you at 6 p.m. for evening special.
All right. Very good. Have a great day. And we'll see you later. Bye-bye.